take it back underneath that thing, okay, and then back underneath it into the ball. Close. Let's just see what we can do today about getting the club to get down underneath this thing. You're forward enough so that when it comes down underneath that it takes a divot in the right spot, but then from there, just end it. Kind of end it there. Don't swing it up and on the way through. So one of the reasons why I think some of the shots that blaze out to the right are because when you swing this way, you're pulling the handle up into a finish. And I want you to feel that once this club gets underneath that yellow stick, that your arms stay long all the way around the corner. Okay, they just stay long to keep the club low, so it's down underneath, low and around the corner. But keep that follow through low just so that you don't pull on the handle a little too early. So once that club gets under the yellow stick, I want it to feel like it just stays down. If you want to stand tall, go for it, but keep the grip down. I think that when the club swings through and the grip pulls up to here, it's really pulling the club offline. That's the extra stuff I was talking about before. Just put the club under the stick and wherever it goes, it goes. Good job, really good. Like, very good. Okay, come take a look. When the club's kind of kicking out too much, too early, and we see it kind of go this way, and it goes out on the other side of the hands over here, which would have hit the stick, right? From here, the only way to get that club to the golf ball without hitting it bad is really pulling on this handle all the way over here. So the fact that it goes this way is the same reason why you're pulling across this way, because it's your goal, just like you're doing that just so you can hit it. Yeah. Okay, so where I want to try and get the feeling of this is all through your right arm and how your right arm is supposed to act on the downswing. And I'm going to do it to show you what the club face is going to look like when you do it right. So in the downswing, I want to try and feel like my right hand, right, my right hand through my wrist is trying to put that club head down that way. All right, so right now there's my wrist being kind of up top of my backswing, right? As it goes down, I'm letting go of that to go down that way, right? We can see how it puts it down there. So once it gets down there, almost as though that I put the club like up against my toe line wall here, from here as I turn through it squares it up, and then it lets me kind of release it a little differently. It actually lets me release it. But if it's going from here and that right side is tipping that club out all the way to there, right, we don't have that same alignment anymore. This has to somehow speed up just to save it, yeah, instead of it having to slow down to release it fast. So from here, wrists put the club down there, right? And then from there, the body can turn through to let that club whip out. Almost like if there was a tree over here beside you, right? If you were to pull on your arms, you'd hit that tree. How do we make the club swing where nothing blasts into that tree that's to the left of me? And you can see how much I'm able to swing out on that golf ball a little bit, but I'm able to swing at the ball. Like that club's moving by me trying not to pull it into my left, where like a kid would be standing. I don't want to go over there. I don't want to go that way. Pro V. So I think that our big quest, or our big challenge here, what we're going to go with, is trying to feel like that club is working its way downward more. And that's all through your wrists. It's all just doing this with your hands, right? Going from the top of your swing that looks like that and doing it that with your hands. Another way we could do this is you could set up to the ball, push your hands forward, lift the handle up a little bit, because that's what impact is going to be like. You can hold your hands just like this and make a swing and hit it. And it's going to bring it back just the same way that you had it, as long as you didn't change anything. So, part of me thinks that within all this, we need to kind of educate on what impact is actually going to be like. Like, what is it like to have the club hit the ball? So, jump in here. Good. Okay, so club behind the ball. So impact kind of feels like this with my hands, right? I got that trigger on the back of the shaft. That's what kind of looks like right there, right? This one's totally cocked down. It's not cocked up. It's down. No, it's good. You're in a good spot. All that stuff right there is really, really good. So hold it there. Take it to the top of your backswing, all the way up. Okay, so hold it right here. Now, without moving your arms, that's impact. How do we find this sooner so that as this comes down, it has no chance of hitting that stick? Okay, so get a feel of what impact is like. Hands forward and up a little bit. Okay, so take it to the top, hold it at the top of your swing, and now find impact with just your hands again. Can you do it up here? Like hold it here and then find what impact's going to be like? Okay, start again. So all the way up to the top, hold it up there. Okay, and then impact is going to feel like that. Look at the ground, look at the ball. Okay, good. Down like that. So that means that from here, as this comes through, you've already set your hands up into that like pre-impact spot. It might be a good way to get a feel of this. Yeah, one more time, do that again. Up, okay. Good, look at the ball. Shoulder down, shoulder down. Okay, hold it there, hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly come down. Okay, so take a look. We understand what it is that impact is like. Like, how does the club have to get back to the ball to strike the ball well? Right, and I think that we now know that that's going to be a little bit of forward and a little bit up like that. Like, okay, so there's my impact hands. I could hit pretty good shots just keeping my hands at impact hands, right? See, right? So if we can find a way to first understand what that's like is by getting there, then taking it up to the top either with them not changing or allow them to change anywhere you want, but then find it again so that you can bring it down that way. But I think that when we get into a spot on the downswing where the club head is trying to get back to the golf ball, not knowing that impact is supposed to be like that, you won't do that anymore, right? Because you can see here that I'm already outside the target line, and the second that I fix my hands, it brings the club inside again. So this whole thing about trying to get, well, impact hands earlier, I think it's going to be a big game changer for us. Just even knowing where it is. So show me a swing with that club where you set up with impact hands and they never change. We're just going to keep it solid. Call this like this is one of your drills. Please. Not bad. One more time. Setup has impact hands. Top of swing has impact hands. It's all impact hands right now. Good. So take it to the top, hold it there. Okay, find impact hands. No, that wasn't it. One more time. All the way up. Hold it there. Okay. Right, so the first thing is that this arm and shaft make the longest line. Right, so that means that this wrist has to really get out here this way. There we go. Okay, one more time. That's your best one yet. Way to go. You got it. Keep going with it. Yep. So sometimes these, when the ball doesn't fly the way we want it to, it might be a little bit because you're trying to hit the ball in the middle of also trying to feel steps in your swing. Yeah. Right? When it comes time to hitting the ball, 1, 2. If you want to feel steps, great, you can still do that, but when it's time to hit the ball, stick to the tempo. Again, one more time, take it to the top. Okay, put the club head down here in my hand, down, there, good. Do that again. Look, keep your eye on the ball, all the way up. Look down, drop it in, and now through. Good. A little bit more of like finding the rhythm to your motions rather than finding the correct motions.
Okay.
You know, like if the golf swing is 5 guys on the assembly line, like they all know their job. They're just not working at an effective pace. So it's not coming out right. So I think that if you felt as though that you hit like the next 20 balls trying to do the stuff we've talked about with impact wrists, but doing so within your golf swing, and doing it at different times, but don't stop, don't check. I don't think you need to do that. I think a lot of the stuff with the checking and then the bringing it into impact is great for like tracing it, but unless you have something where you're going through impact, the golf swing is like a whole new exercise. It doesn't transfer as well. So, I think that right now the best way you can hit balls is to no practice swings.
Just get there, drop it, hit
Yep, no practice swings, no stall outs, no slow-mo swings, the same swing, the same speed, the same tempo, and just emphasize what you're doing more within that.